Live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, this is the QTV Nightly News and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. As the countdown to the Gambia's 60th independence anniversary continues, we revisited the political, economic and cultural significance of the Gambia River before and post-independence. Despite improvements in rural road infrastructure in CRR South, several villages, including Jobin, still struggles with access to the Trans-Gambia corridor. All that is soon to change. 200 business entrepreneurs from 4th and 5th batches at the Njai Charaf Basic School training graduated on Sunday after training in basic business and entrepreneurship skills. In international news, as the U.S. President Donald Trump announces aid cuts and threatens new tariffs, including on some of the USA's biggest trading partners, we take a look at the implication for African countries, notably the Gambia. In sports news, schools from the NBR and LRR battle it out to determine the kings of the track during the senior secondary school hits in Farafenye. These and other stories coming ahead. Do stay with us. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News, and now let's take a look at the stories. As the countdown to the Gambia's 60th independence anniversary continues, QTV's Usman Jatta revisited the political, economic and cultural significance of the Gambia River before and post-independence in an exclusive interview with historian Hasum Sise, and he prepared this report. The second in our series of special reports in what we at QTV are calling Diamond Jubilee Month.
The Gambia River is undoubtedly the country's most important natural asset, which contributed significantly to the Gambia's path to independence. As a natural boundary dividing the country into two halves, North and South Bank respectively, the Gambia River's history includes its usage as a key trade route and its role in the transatlantic slave trade, a dark chapter in the Gambia's history. Historian Hasum Sise emphasized the need to protect and preserve the Gambia River as a national asset.
The River Gambia was everything to us. I mean, it means everything. Communication, cultivation. I mean, the River Gambia as heritage. The River Gambia as navigation. Linking us, to the world. You see, I mean, if you consider it was the River Gambia that put the Gambia into the global village. Through exploration. You see. So really, it is an asset that has to be protected and preserved at all costs, because it also symbolizes our country. It is a unique phenomenon that we only have a North Bank and a South Bank. Thanks to the river. You see, it eases communication, such that there is no community that is far from the river bank or from the bank of a tributary.
Navigable by boat across the length and breadth of the country, the Gambia River originated from the Fouta Djallon highlands of Guinea, flowing through Senegal to the Gambia and emptying into the Atlantic Ocean. Sise further elaborated on the significance of future investments to restore the trade routes of the river.
Thanks to the river, in the 1940s, 50s and even before, the rural areas were highly animated. In commerce, in business, particularly from October to end of March. You see, then you had what was called urban-rural migration. Thanks to the River Gambia, because you had all these progressive, all these, business hubs. These tenders, these river ports. From Bintang, Balingo, Kaur, Kuntaur. Fatoto, Georgetown, Pirai Tenda. You see, these were all major trading centers that attracted a multicultural, even a multinational population of Lebanese, Syrians, European traders, and Gambians, all competing, in the lucrative trade, along the ports of the River Gambia. So what the River Gambia means is basically prosperity. So any investment that can be done, to restore the communication, to restore the trade along the river, it will be very good investment for the progress and prosperity of our country.
The river's unique tributaries are home to several flora and fauna. Additionally, the Gambia River employs several people who rely on the river for their survival. Its middle and upper flats in the Central River region, south and north, are used to cultivate rice and peanuts. The proposed construction of the port of Kaur and Basep by the Turkish Albera Group indicates the government's commitment to revitalize the old trade routes of the river, shaping the nation's cultural and economic identity. The Gambia's 68th independence celebration will serve as a reflection on the past and a hopeful look towards the future, with the Gambia River flowing steadily as the eternal witness to the nation's story. Osman Jata reporting for.
Now, despite improvements in rural road infrastructure in Central River Region South, several villages, including Jobin, still struggle with access to the Trans-Gambia corridor. As Usman Jata reports, Jobin residents are excited about a new 6-kilometer stretch from Birkamaba, which will improve their connectivity.
For decades, the residents of Boiram and Jobin villages in the Central River Region South have depended on farming as their primary livelihood. However, the lack of easy access to the Trans-Gambia Highway through Brikama has significantly hindered the success of their economic activities. However, with the government's intervention in constructing the first ever road network for the border community, residents are now filled with renewed hope for a brighter future. Mohammed Boy is one of the farmers in Jobin who is eager to experience the transformation brought about by the new infrastructure.
This new road network will benefit us in many ways. During the last rainy season, we faced numerous challenges trying to access the Trans-Gambia Highway through Brikama Bar to sell our farm produce. Since Brikama Bar is our main access point, once the road is completed, it will have a significant and positive impact.
The new road network will also ease the transportation of teachers and students at the community's only upper basic school, facilitating greater participation in extracurricular activities and improving overall access to education. Sanusi Fati, a native of Brikama Bar, rides a motorbike daily to teach at Njobin Upper Basic School.
We face many challenges, like coming to school. I am with motorbike. Most of the time it will take me like 20 minutes or 15 minutes from Brikama Bar to here because the road was very poor. Compared to now whereby the road, though is not completed, but here now the coming here is very smooth.
Infrastructure expansion goes beyond just the road. In addition to the road work, the village is also set to benefit from an ongoing electricity modernization project which will bring reliable power to Njobin for the first time. Mo Job, a horse car driver, and Mohammed Boy, a tailor, are both optimistic about the future because of the ongoing infrastructure projects.
We are eager to have electricity because certain businesses can only run with power. Many tailors, for example, have relocated to urban centers due to the lack of electricity. Once the village is fully electrified, we believe many of those who left will return to continue their work.
Once this road is fully constructed, we won't have to deal with dust, and transportation will be much faster. With electricity, we can run million shops, and people with refrigerators will finally be able to enjoy cold water. Once completed, the new road network will significantly reduce travel time for villagers, making it easier for them to access essential services such as healthcare, education, and employment opportunities in nearby towns. Ibrahim Akoli serves as the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure.
Well, the project is a 12-kilometer road stretching from Brikamaba, Boiram, Yobin to Tabanding, and on this side, and then on the other side it goes into Wellingara Kejau to Saruja. So it's part of the lot 1 of the EPC roads, which is total about 69 kilometers.
As the country prepares to celebrate its 60th anniversary of independence, the residents of Njoben village are eager to embrace the opportunities brought by the improved access road and electricity project, marking the start of a new chapter in their community's development. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News.
Now, 200 business entrepreneurs from the 4th and 5th batches at the Njai Chara School of Basic Business Training graduated on Sunday after completed a 3-month course in basic business and entrepreneurship skills training. Here is the report. The Basic Business Training Program equips aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners with essential knowledge and skills, covering areas such as basic business concepts and ideas, business planning, financial literacy and discipline, marketing strategies, and more. Male Sabali, the school's training coordinator, encouraged the students to keep working hard and urged them to mentor those who follow in their footsteps. Despite the successes achieved, Mr. Sabali also highlighted some of the challenges they face.
We use Serakunda Lower Basic School for all our trainings. We would definitely implore on the government of the Gambia to give us land to build and use as a training center. Now, another constraint we have is, support from our development partners. It's only Njai Chara who is supporting the women of the Gambia, as we have seen.
Sheikh Tijan Shari, the school's administrative secretary, commended the Meet in the Gambia initiative, emphasizing how locally made products and services can significantly impact the local economy.
The Njai Chara World Market International Business Enterprise Win-Win Project Scheme is a 3-year self-help project. A noble intention with a panoply of business initiatives to herald an age of optimism, change, employment for enterprising youth and women economic empowerment in the Gambia.
Aminyang, the PRO of Njai Chara World Market Enterprise and School, praised Njai Chara for its support of staff, urging other employers to follow this example of treating employees with care and respect. Mozart, CEO of Njai Chara, discussed his financial losses of over $2 million in supporting women, but emphasized his commitment to empowering youths. He appealed to the government to render him support to be able to support both young women and men in gaining essential skills and creating opportunities in other areas.
We are targeting 3 batches this year, with each batch consisting of 300 people, totaling 900 participants. We have allocated $2,700,000 for the students in Serakunda. After Serakunda, we will move to Basse, where we will have 300 students, and we have set aside $1,500,000 for them. These are the main projects for the year, though we also plan to include Farafenya and Tanya. However, our current budget covers only Serakunda and Basse.
In November of last year, Njai Chara World Market opened its new shopping center in Serakunda with the goal of promoting made in the Gambia products to both local and international markets. Within 6 months, these products generated a total of $6,061,560. After receiving entrepreneurship training at the Njai Chara Basic Business Training School and being supported to start their own businesses with capital or merchandise, the total sales and deposits from the 1st to the 5th batches reached $3,848,020. These figures demonstrate the dedication of Gambian women to succeed when given the opportunity and support in entrepreneurship. Since its inception in June 2023, the school has trained and empowered close to 2,000 entrepreneurs nationwide with essential business and entrepreneurship skills. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai. Congratulations to them. Now the report will take us to a short commercial break. When we return, we have more local, international as well as sports news stories for you. Do stay with us.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taam place bii bépp xeetu ataaye bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal li fii rek la am bara warga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saa añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaye bii ndax moom la ñëpp taam gis nga sama client bii ataaye bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaye bu neex rek lay wër baara warga bii mooy warga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
Supersonics Islamic Insurance, the Gambia's first digital insurance provider, brings innovation, convenience, and Sharia compliance to your doorstep. We offer a wide range of general insurance services, ensuring peace of mind and protection for what matters most. Whether at home, on the go, or in business, experience the difference with Supersonics Islamic Insurance Company Limited. Contact us today, +220-5132-319, 5132-318, or 5132-315. Email us info@supersonicsinsurance.com or on our website www.supersonicsinsurance.com or visit us at Bega Plaza 56 Liberation Avenue, Banjul.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now to the rest of our stories. Now, the Non-Communicable Diseases Unit of the Ministry of Health is on a nationwide campaign to promote, raise awareness and ensure compliance with tobacco control laws. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, brings us this report.
The Tobacco Control Act of 2016 regulates tobacco use. The legislation bans tobacco advertising, promotion and sponsorship, restricts the sale of tobacco products, designates smoke-free areas, and enforces regulations on tobacco packaging and labeling. The law also prohibits the sale of tobacco to minors with the legal age for possessing tobacco set at 18. The current national sensitization campaign is designed to raise awareness about the Act and assess the level of compliance among tobacco importers and consumers nationwide. However, compliance and enforcement are both lacking. Sidi Lamidba, the governor of the Lower River region, describes tobacco as a harmful substance that poses significant risks to human health.
I, for one, tobacco smoking, if I had my wish, would not even happen, because it is dangerous to our health. It is dangerous to our environment. It is even dangerous to our newly born babies. Because once you smoke, the smoke disperses. And anybody who inhales it, you eventually catch up with the impact of smoking. So I think, generally speaking, in general terms, tobacco smoking is dangerous. It is not good, but it's also harmful to our own health.
Mahmoud Kamara, the Regional Health Promotion and Education Officer for the Lower River region, commended the Non-Communicable Diseases Unit for their outreach efforts. He encouraged them to organize such activities regularly and called for the empowerment of regional public health officers to facilitate the effective implementation of the Tobacco Control Act. Mr. Kamara also highlighted the importance of the sensitization campaign.
Once people are empowered with the necessary information, they are informed of the dangers associated with this tobacco, I believe they will distance themselves from smoking or even associating themselves with smokers.
Lamanara Jallo from the Tobacco Control Unit of the Directorate of Health Services at the Ministry of Health emphasized the serious consequences of tobacco use.
Ranging from coronary respiratory diseases, lung cancer, hypertension, diabetics, and so forth, even physical disability.
Mr. Jallo has a message for the public, particularly tobacco users.
those at the garages in public transport, you do not, if you must smoke, please step out and excuse yourself and do away. The recommended as per the regulations is 100 meters away from the public.
The current graphic health warning on cigarette packs featuring the image of a child will expire next month. Many describe them as no longer being an effective deterrent. In March 2025, the new warning, part of the second cycle, will be introduced. This will display an image of a complete human body on one side and a person on the other. As showcased during the campaign, tobacco importers, sellers, and consumers are urged to fully comply with the law. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
Laudable initiative there. Now, coming up next is international news. As U.S. President Donald Trump announces aid cuts and threatens new tariffs, including on some of the USA's biggest trading partners, we take a look at the implications for African countries, notably the Gambia, which over the years has benefited from numerous interventions and development projects supported by the U.S. government. And Sumane Sonyasi tells us more.
President Trump had indicated in a series of tweets on social media his intention to cut aid to Africa days before assuming office. And while African countries knew his America First policy would mean more challenges, especially for countries who largely rely on U.S. aid, not many had expected such a decision to come so soon. His decision to withdraw financial aid to the UN, WHO and climate advocacy is very much in keeping with what his supporters see as promises and his detractors as threats. But what implication will this have for Africa? In the Gambia, agencies such as USAID have played a key role in providing support to victims of natural disasters, vulnerable communities, rights advocacies, health, agriculture, and strengthening democracy. Through USAID, thousands of Gambians across various sectors benefit from support worth millions of dollars through interventions and projects that have positively impacted the lives of beneficiaries. One such project is the USAID support which led to the development of the Gambia's 2021-2025 Judiciary Strategic Plan, a highly significant intervention considering the Gambia's recent past and ongoing reforms within the judiciary. The Gambian media has equally benefited considerably from U.S. support through several training programs and exchange visits. Elsewhere on the continent, USAID has been very supportive, especially in the health sector, and has been credited with saving more than 25 million lives in Africa. Understandably, South African authorities, notably Minister Aaron Motsoaledi, the country's health minister, expressed serious concern that President Trump's decision to cut aid to Africa will put the largest response to a single disease in jeopardy. USAID has been a key partner supporting the country's fight against HIV, with support accounting to nearly 20% of South Africa's $2.3 billion annual HIV and AIDS program through PEPFAR. And as in the case of South Africa, other African countries will have no option but to find other sources of support for their public health and other developmental programs once US withdraws its support. And as if the 90 days freeze on US aid isn't enough to worry about, the Trump administration earlier today announced that 2 senior officials of USAID head office in Washington have been placed on administrative leave. The office is close to staff and that efforts are already underway to ensure a full restriction on foreign aid. Over $6.5 billion of which goes to Africa in humanitarian aid. Late on Monday, Elon Musk, deployed by President Trump to enforce this strategy, said that he and the president had agreed to permanently shut down U.S. aid. If the threat is carried through, it is expected to impact millions of people across various sectors, including the security, with many overseas military operations believed to be at risk. Whilst it remains to be seen how much this withdrawal will impact Africa, U.S. will remain a key partner in other matters. Ansmane Sonyase for QTV News.
That report there will take us to sports news in a moment. Now, schools from the North Bank region and Lower River region battle it out to determine the kings of the track. Farafenni Senior Secondary School led from day 1 to the 4th and final day at the regional hits. This story by Don Williams is narrated by Mumudu Gajaga.
The organizers of the Gambia Senior Secondary School National Athletics Championship, principals, PE teachers, are making unprecedented improvement in the organization, appearance of athletes and performance of students, despite the challenge of running on a poor track with substandard material for field events, such as landing foam for the high jump. The pre-planning was rewarded with arguably the largest turnout for this competition for a long time. Ismail Assise, the president of the Gambia Secondary School Sports Association and GTU, expressed his satisfaction with the progress made, including the increase of regional heat venues due to many factors such as the increased number of schools. However, Usman Kebe, the Gambia Secondary School Sports Association vice president, commented on the appearance of some of the students participating.
Our aim is not to penalize any school, neither an athlete. So therefore, what we do is to call them and then remind them of some of the regulations, especially the appearance of the students. We are informed by our ministry that these are students going to school, and as a result, there are code of conduct for students appearing going to school. So when we get to the inter-school, it is the same students that are participating. So we do not expect that they appear differently.
Kumba Bob of St. Michael's Senior Secondary School won the high jump in the under-18 category.
I feel happy because of my PE teachers trained me how to do it. And I'm thanking them for what they did for me.
Although things went smoothly on the track, accommodation was a problem. Yaya Ture of Njen Sanjal and Omar Sow of Eseu Senior Secondary School, a teacher and a student, respectively, shared similar complaints about inadequate toilets, theft by outsiders, especially in Mauritania School, and lack of adequate mattresses. Among the spectators, in addition to school children, were principals from various schools, Mr. Aliou Cisse, the program director of Gambian NGO 4H, and members of the business community. The climax of the 4 days of activities was the announcement of the results by Abdul Karim C., chairman of the competition.
St. Michael, 205 points, third position. Eseu, 338 points, second position. Our line, our trophy. Farafenni, 430 points, Thank you.
Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Congratulations to Farafenni Senior Secondary School. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of the Bulletin. But do join us again at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin. Thank you for watching.